you just down the.
It's the week of the town park, it's the week of the, why are there, I thought the companies were out of one. People are looking at this. Then we got Site Bill 18.
I know.
Next one coming down.
Well, 21 that just came out is pretty crappy too.
It is.
Like everything they're doing is just trash.
It's just, they got a bunch of wrong beer craft.
They're ramming through like, it's like take out the trash day, but it's like take out the trash a year. Like they're doing like all like, every offensive thing they planned on doing this term, they're doing it all at once.
Yep. I know, it's annoying.
Take out the trash day is the funnest day in news though. Like that is, you gotta love it. It's like the best weekend ever.
Absolutely.
Okay, where are we here?
All right, if everybody's ready, it's 7 o'clock. I will call the committee of the whole meeting for Tuesday, May the 14th to order. Councillor Rash is in regret she won't be here, and Councillor Miller is hoping to join us in progress. First item on there, call for pecuniary interest regarding the agenda. Nothing in the camera, so does anybody have anything? Haven't heard none. Agenda additions, deletions. I have one, 5.2, we're gonna move to the camera. Does anybody have anything else? Not, can I get a motion to?
Yeah, I move to adopt the agenda as amended.
Thank you, all in favor? And that is carried. So, presentation delegations, 4.1, Thorsby, Breton, RCMP, detachment, Sergeant Moore's not gonna be here.
Jeff Moore was seconded to, St. Albert.
Okay.
So, I've invited him back for the, regular to do this. There's nothing untoward, but in here, nothing that I noticed, was huge, but, I think that, they, are, I was just looking at the crime stats here earlier today, and, I think that, overall, we're standing pretty steady, but there's a lot of stolen property and so forth, and the RCMP were doing impaired driving with impaired driving goggles. I've got 2 sets. I got to go.
I saw that. That was kind of cool.
They're cool goggles. I don't know if you've ever worn them before, but holy smokes! And the marijuana goggles, boy. So.
So put them on and you can
yeah, and you play catch with them typically, and we used to do that when we trained school kids up north with traffic safety, and they even have night goggles when you're impaired that you wear, and it makes you sick, like holy smokes. So pretty cool, so Steph Moore, I've invited him to the regular. Okay, so if we can just accept this as information tonight, and then Steph will be able to speak to it.
Sure, unless anybody has any questions for it.
So does that mean if you get stopped for impaired, you can refuse to wear them goggles? Because we heard how dangerous they are.
Sure, but you have to have a set, and you have to be a police officer.
Yeah, well, they're the ones stopping people, so if it stops me, I can refuse to wear them.
Yeah, they won't put out there, they're only for training only, so if you want to wear them in a training session.
No, I don't need it.
No, you're all good. If I see you driving around with goggles on that are impaired goggles, we're gonna have a long talk.
Just make sure I don't run over you.
I'm too big to hit.
All right, can I just get a motion to recommend that, accept that business? Thank you, all in favor? That's great. So we will move right into the new business 5.1, the spring budget adjustment 2024. Cindy, please, yes, Cindy.
Okay, so as you guys all got it in advance, I'll just quickly run over what changed and why. So we're recommending a 3% property tax increase. Okay. So on the legislative and admin tab, our sheet, which would be contracted services went up because we have to do an amendment to the land use bylaw under, development. And then insurance changed. Confirmation from Kelmar on the officer contract. That's the only thing that changed there, and insurance, but that's just because I got actual. In public works, we got the summer student grant, so that was added. 10,000, and then I added Baytex water at 50, and how we came up with that number was, I just talked to Donna and Andrew, and they both figured that was on the low end, because I said I'd rather be ultra conservative. And then the water treatment plant kick-in is under building repairs and maintenance at a cost of $10,000. That's the old water treatment plant, not the new one.
Really?
Thank you for clarifying. Somebody in
I
town
know, I
was on
was
the
like,
wrong
let's
impression.
just clarify that, because they'll be like, what?
We don't like the color.
Yeah, who knows what rumor mill would start.
Right.
Yeah.
Sewer outdoor repairs and maintenance. Oh, I upped that because of the sewer repair that we just did. That was,
Oh, what happened?
oh, the one in the field.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
It was frozen shut there.
Yeah, that's not, not sewer repair, but the lagoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assumed like a sewer separated somewhere in town under a road or something. Okay.
No.
About,
So that one, I adjusted, I can't remember what the reserves were last time, but I just adjusted those. And I don't think anything else has changed other than capital. There is the wet well sewer, but capital is all funded by grants, but the, wet well for the sewer, we added 8,000 for back trucks. The original number was just a diver. The meters, which I sort of forgot to put in there last time. So, and then all the meters, we have them all now, so we just left it a plan, and it came in right around there. And then the bulk water station at 250,000, which would include the station,
yeah,
engineering.
you've got Petrus on there, I don't know if you probably shouldn't have Petrus on,
Where?
on page 45, is that what you're talking about, or where?
No, I'm on capital.
Oh, you're on capital. So page 45 there is just for the water there.
It's probably the big text, but.
Yeah. Change that to the Baytex.
I can change it.
Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, so capital, so the bulk water station, the engineering, the piping, and the possible, well, it's not possible, it's gonna have to be done, the building of the road into there. Because it's not the side road. Isn't sufficient for big trucks. So, yeah, so that's what's changed. All we want is kind of just a confirmation that you guys are okay with this, so I can get the property tax bylaw going. You're not gonna approve it tonight, but.
Yeah.
And then we're at a 3%.
I'd love it if it was -5%, but no, I don't think anyone else is gonna.
I would
get
love it
there,
if it
so
was
I'm assuming it's gonna have to suffice.
I would love it too, trust me.
I'm sure people aren't gonna be happy with 3, but considering where everybody else is, that's pretty darn good.
Except for the county of Woodley. Oh, I was.
Other than they had their assessment base all skewed, so that's not fair, they're cheating.
Yeah.
We don't have a little potato company.
No, we do not.
That's not on for this year, that'll be for next year. That'll help their increase next year, they had other things for this year.
Yeah. They had that big arena and that was built in the north.
They had, it was preposterous, it was like 7% of their assessment or something.
They had a lot of.
It was all new, it was like the
airport.
really, like a lot of new stuff, where like,
Amazon.
it was shocking how much new stuff.
Yeah.
give them credit, they're working that industrial park really well.
So it's showing
a
it,
big little residential area too, over by Beaumont.
Oh, okay.
it shows a $6,000 surplus, but based on what we talked about in camera, that could change. So, and if, depending on what we come up with there, the reserve number might go down too, depending on what. So, we'll talk about that.
Anything else?
I'm
Anybody have
stuck
any
on 3%, that's what I'm stuck on, that was my goal.
Why can't we find a way to make it 2.8?
Well, I could, except now we have extra, like, if I took the 6,000 out, but I think we're gonna have to use that now.
We'd like it to be 2.8. That's a lot better than 2.
Well, I can adjust reserve.
A lot better than 2.
Well, okay, we can talk about it. We can talk about it after we come out of in camera.
Yeah, in any event, we're gonna bring it back for the 28th for the motion acceptance, but in the meantime, we just need a motion to direct administration to start the process.
Yeah, but we should probably wait until we talk about it after in camera, because,
Okay, you want to come back?
yeah, because it directly affects my property tax
Yeah,
bylaw.
yeah, no sense getting too excited if it's,
If it's gonna change.
Okay, you're absolutely correct, so we'll come back to the motion for that one.
I move to table for the time being.
All right, all in favor? Okay. All right. So, we will move into old business, the May long weekend. What do we got here? So, who wants to give the update? Jesse, you wanna talk to about it, or save it on? It's up to you, or you can.
Well, probably between, Ledge Clerk Jeff and, Rec Manager Kelly and myself, I think we can do it. So
Let you get at it.
all right, I'll just give the overarching, and Jeff, if you want to do the parade, and we can talk about the rec center, if that's all right. So first of all, tomorrow morning between 8:10 and 8:30, I'll be on, the One Radio, providing an update on what's going on the long weekend, and giving a plug for the Haymakers, rodeo in the next week. So tune in, I think it's 93.1, I think. I never listened to it, so 93.1. So, we did a live interview, and, we met today, all of us, to make sure we had all our I's dotted, our T's crossed, and, that we're ready with our timing. So, part of the, update that I gave is basically what you see here in the bullet points, just kind of putting a more whimsical, spin to it, right? When your stomach's gonna be full more, and your tummy's gonna be full, you can do this and come to the parade, and the focus is gonna stop, and we'll feed you at the end of the day, and there's a ton of stuff for kids to do, and the cake and speeches at 1:30, et cetera. So that was kind of a rundown of it. And, we've got, the media campaign, Connect 39, there's lots of posters, Thorsby District Chamber of Commerce, radio ads running on 93.1 FM, plus our, in partnership with Chamber to help their, assisting us with payment. And then, of course, the interview promoting the long weekend. And so now what I'll ask is Vice Clerk Jeff to talk about that for us.
Yeah, so, I'm super excited. I think I started, with parade stuff, with the team probably back in, early April, maybe a little bit before that, actually probably before that. What I wanted to do this year was I wanted to be really proactive with our approach to, businesses, community groups, churches, other organizations, and I wanted to invite people, rather than hopefully they see something and then want to join. So, mass invitations went out weeks ahead of time. We had personal written letters to every local county, to local cities, villages, towns, etc. And sorry, I'm trying to think of in like a bullet point style. I should really put we aren't aware of anybody that may have not gotten an invitation. I know that there were some people who have, wanted to be a part of the parade that I know I didn't send an invitation to, who found us through other means. So if council is aware of anybody that may want to be part of the parade, may not have seen online, or may not have been on my list, feel free to reach out. Registration's closed here on Friday, by 4 p.m. And I wanted to be really last minute with it, because I want to give people the chance to join us. But I also need the chance to make a list. So, yeah, and like Donna said, we have organized a pretty, I would say, extensive, for the Little Town Authority, media campaign for all of May Long Weekend. I really didn't want to just focus in on the parade, because I felt that it was very important to highlight all of the weekends, because if one person doesn't succeed, we don't all succeed. And that's kind of the way I've been going about it. So I've been working really closely with the Chamber of Commerce. They were kind enough to take posters around whenever they took their Connect 39 around. They also had already previously at council pledged to assist and go half and half with any May Long Weekend purchases for advertisements. So they have been really awesome to work with. Both myself and Community Peace Officer Dayon Vietis will be marshalling the parade. We're going to be out there pretty early because we need to organize parking for a little surprise that I kind of want to keep a little quiet. Some people may know about it, but I think that this is going to be a really exciting parade, that maybe people are seeing things that the town hasn't had for many years. So I'm very excited. I know that my heart's been racing for the last 2 months. I think that this is going to be an awesome parade. I was originally going to put the current count of registered entries as of Friday. I kind of had this feeling, though. I was like, this is Thorsby. Thorsby likes to wait until the last minute for a lot of stuff. So I was like, this week we're probably going to see a significant amount more registered entries. So I'm really super happy to say that I think we've blown my expectations out of the water for the first year that the town has taken over. We are currently today at 28 registered entries. We're not even halfway through this week. I think we're going to have more. I know for a fact that I've had other inquiries of people that I think I'm just waiting to fill out the paperwork and send it to me. So I haven't included those people in that number. So yeah, we're at 28 registered entries. We're looking really good. The weather's going to be great, and everybody please say that every day. Weather's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. So that's May Long Weekend.
It's not going to snow?
Who said that?
It has snowed in the past.
I've attached the poster for information. I've attached the parade route and activities for information. Parade route's the same as every year. The Thorsby grad class, thanks to Cheryl for helping me, is going to come and man the barriers. They're going to stay, and they're going to be there the whole time. Help me, so help me. Yeah. And I've also attached a parade registration form and guidelines in case council is aware of anybody that may just not know or may have missed it or don't know to contact me. So yeah, that's the parade 14.
Supposed to be 14 degrees and a 40% chance of rain, but 40% is not a good chance.
40% is not happening.
If you got 40% on a test, you would not be very happy.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. So I just will add that the float for the town, the mayor's float, I've got confirmed 4 mayors. It's going to be myself, Rod Raymond, Rick Hart, and Joseph Duke. We have the 2, Ted Miller talked to Grant, and he doesn't think he can make it, so, and Barry has neglected, he's decided to go with the roads instead. Your prior commitments there, so.
Yeah.
So it'll be the 4 of us on there. It'd be pretty nice.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention, banners are all good to go. We're great. We're
Good.
really good.
Okay.
What time are the barricades going up?
They're going up right at 11:30, I think. Yeah. Pretty good.
You got a good place to look from your place. You don't have to go very far.
I'm still in town.
like, I want out, that's why I wanna know when.
Oh, I see.
So guys, the bear is right where you
Okay.
No, I have a Jeep, I'll run them over.
All right. Okay, and then, Kelly.
So following the parade, it'll end up at the complex, and that's where we'll have our annual family fun event. So that's a free event. We have, our main attraction is Big Fat Ninjas coming in for this. They're like, we tested them at Go Girl, and it was a huge success, by far the favorite activity that the girls had. So, but it's all ages from 3 to, however you want to be. But it's like a giant playground, I guess. It's kind of parkour, army obstacles, a bunch of different challenges, and they staff it and run it, so it's pretty cool. Then we'll have DJ, face painting, photo booth. We'll have a bunch of games going on. Ice cream truck. We have a roving magician again. And we actually just made the decision today, because of the weather, that we're going to move our event inside. So it's going to all be in the arena. So the cake cutting ceremony as well, speeches. We're going to set up a bunch of tables and chairs and stuff so people can grab their food, sit and visit, and just kind of make it should be full in the arena. So, and then there's also on the grounds, we have the ball tournament going Friday to Sunday with beer gardens attached to it. The grads for 2025 are doing a barbecue fundraiser Saturday and Sunday from 10 until 4. And then at the community hall on Saturday, they're doing their cornhole tournament and ball supper as well. So
It'll be busy.
it'll be a busy day. We have 5 o'clock time.
Yeah.
It'll be quitting time. And Kelly will be in the beer garden.
How much are they charging for the beer gardens? I've had multiple people ask that.
For the beer?
Yeah.
I
I don't know, I don't know, why would I know that, but I keep getting asked.
I have the license. Would it be on the license?
I have no idea.
Probably not. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I'm paying $5 a drink.
That's, I keep saying, like, I have no idea, like, I don't know, whatever a beer costs these days, like, I don't know, like,
I think that's about what this is.
I'm not social, I don't go out, I don't know what a bar top is for beer, I don't know.
I think that's.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea, but I keep getting asked, so.
All I know is they also have water and soda.
They typically usually make, 100% on your booze, so
Sure.
if a case of beer is $30 and it's
You want
$5,
something
so
to
they're
eat,
$60,
yeah.
right? So I think that's probably what.
I wouldn't think that's a good guess, but.
Yep. All right, anybody have any other comments or questions for anybody here? Sounds like it's gonna be fun. And what's your surprise you're not gonna say?
It's a surprise.
Oh, everybody will see
I'm
and.
bringing it on you.
You'll know.
It'll be good.
You'll know.
Oh, okay.
This is under a confidentiality agreement.
I see.
Yeah,
Or she's
lawyers.
suspended.
Lucy, the elephant, walks down our street. You'll know.
Next year. You give me ideas.
Next year we'll have a giraffe.
All righty, can I, motion to just, accept the RFP for information?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor? That is carried then. Should be fun. All right, council reports. I didn't get mine in time, unfortunately, but I wrote it up here. So I just, for the month of April, had some water, discussion virtually with our legal team. I was on April 8th, on April 9th, the council of the whole meeting, April 10th. I attended some water meetings with some potential customers. On the 17th, I attended the volunteer supper at the Thorsby Community Center. It was very well attended. April 23rd was our regular council meeting. April 24th, I attended the Thorsby Seniors Potluck Supper and monthly meeting. They had some guests there. There were 3 RCMP officers who discussed scams with all the seniors. It was pretty good. They also had a young fellow there, a 14-year-old, who was a potential Olympic sporting clay shooter, apparently rated number 3 in Canada, and he goes to school in Thorsby. His name is Cash Shaver. And the Seniors Club, he's this summer, he's going all over North America, he's, shooting down in the States, and, the seniors presented him with a $500 check for a donation. Very small, very well spoken, the young fellow has been, won a bunch of awards already, and, his mom came up and said, you know, if we don't get donations like this, they can't attend these things, so, he's pointing himself to the Olympics, so hopefully he gets it. And then on April 29th, virtual water meeting again with the legal team, so that's all I had for my month. Does anybody have any questions on that?
I was just gonna add about cash, that, I don't remember what they said it cost per shell that he shoots, but they would graciously accept any donations that would help him carry on in this journey.
Yeah, it's about $1.50 a shell, and he shoots, on a weekend, he'll shoot, anywhere from 200 to 1,000.
Wow.
You got $100 a weekend, right?
Need a
Yeah.
sponsor.
Yeah.
But he is getting picked up by big names like
He has a shotgun
sporting
that,
goods names.
it says it's Italian shotgun, so I'm guessing it's probably a Beretta, and, the manufacturer donated it, gave it to him, it's $15,000 just for the shotgun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So, you know, like I said, and he's got a pretty good head on his shoulders, he's very well spoken, so I was impressed.
Of course, that's even better.
Yeah.
I think we, might have to do a feature with him or something, put on our website.
Yeah.
He has his own, website or Facebook, I don't know what it was, Facebook, I guess it was, with it. Okay.
Yeah, I can hook you up after if you need.
Alrighty, well, that's all I had, Gordon?
Okay, yeah, no, never even occurred to me to write anything up, but it's been like a stupid busy last couple months for whatever reason. I mean, stop saying yes to things, this is a little long and short of it, but, other than the North Council meetings, we had the Duke Foundation, back on March 21st, and then I also had the Duke Foundation on the 2nd of this month. The Leduc Foundation Finance Committee, there was 21st of March, as well as last Thursday. On that front, things are looking well. Subsequent to the strategic planning meeting we had a little while back there, we started a task force to work on coming up with a strategy for getting Plainview redeveloped. If it's, you know, kind of a 30-40 grant, you know, matching split, provincial and federal, you know, we're looking at about $12 million you got to come up with and pay for. So that's, you know, that's the current challenge once you get gates done. Tentatively, there's a grand opening for it. It was originally supposed to be in June. It just got moved today. I got an email. Tentatively, it's going to be in, I want to say it was July 2nd, but I'm not sure. I just got the email today. July 5th. So if anybody is wanting to go to that, that's tentatively the date. So in the calendar. As far as other meetings, also for Yellowhead Regional Library, there's a finance committee that I got volunteered for. So I was at that yesterday, and then there's a few meetings that coming up, sounds like. So for LRHF, we had our fundraising breakfast, which was pretty well attended on the 18th of April. I mean, yes, we can obviously raise money, but it's more of a PR thing, right? It's just out in the community and get people attending. It was a very much a new group of people from the last time we did it, so I thought that was very unexpected. There was only including LRHF people, like board and staff, there was, I want to say, only 30% returning people. So that seems odd and unexpected, so I don't know if that's good or bad, or no one wants to come a second year, or it just sold out, or too quick, or I'm not sure, but yeah. And then there was the municipal conversations on the 8th, out in Beaumont. So I hadn't been in Beaumont forever, but I got to see the golf course the other day and go for a drive, so it was, like, I remember it, not a lot. First, I think it's growing so big, not a lot seems to change there, I don't know. Yeah, it's like the outside's all different, but the inside, it's all the same.
No, but they're really going outsiders, right?
Yes, yeah, it was like the suburbs almost of it are all new, but yeah, the town itself, that's what I think of as the town. Yeah, it's all, everything's 10 years ago when I was there.
Yeah.
So that's been it, other than, shaking my fist angrily while reading, Bill 18 and 20 and 21. I'm spending way too much time on all of those, but that's it for me.
All right, thanks. Anybody have any questions for Gord? No? Sorry? So, yeah.
All right, is Leaders Housing Foundation gonna consider kind of upgrading, our little lodge here, or has it been upgraded?
It hasn't been for a long time. I'd have to check, because it's so convoluted because of the different pools of money, and the different housing types, right? Like, most housing management bodies do seniors lodge housing.
Right.
We have seniors self-contained, we have senior lodge, we have affordable, we have the rent supplement stuff. But any of the seniors lodge stuff is separate, like a separate budget, GOA owned mostly.
Okay.
All those are weird anomaly where the foundation actually owns one of the lodge buildings in a weird confluence from way back in the day. But then the senior self-contained, some of it is owned by the province, some of it's owned by the foundation, and I don't know which one that is offhand. So when it's provincially owned, it makes it a lot harder to just do stuff. So we're looking at trying to do a lot of improvements in a lot of places, but depending on which pool it falls into, and I think that one we have to get GOA signed.
And that one's so different, like it's so self-sufficient. I mean, everybody cooks their own meals in there, there's nothing to buy.
Yeah, the senior self-contained, right? It's not like there's no real, assistance.
You almost have to give your money away to get in there. If you've got too much money, they won't let you in there.
Oh, okay.
So it's a different deal, for sure.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's based on your income, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's not based on your assets, though, it's based on your income level.
That's correct.
You could have $10 million in farmland, it doesn't matter what your income is. If you're renting out that farmland, then it's a problem. Just owning stuff is fine, you can have however net worth or assets.
I know some catch that way.
Yeah, it's based on, your income, your pensions and whatever, that's what it's based off of, the rent.
I was just wondering, my cousin is moved out of the city and went to Warburg. He's been there in a month. He went to Warburg because they have all the meals and stuff there, right? And he just doesn't feel like cooking and stuff anymore. He said it's pretty nice in Warburg. So that's why I asked about ours. So.
Oh, there's gonna be coming up. We're doing in August. I don't know the date for sure yet, but in August there's gonna be a barbecue there. That's they used to always do it before COVID, like a board and residents and family members, but they're doing it open to the public, generally speaking.
At Warburg,
Yeah. So yeah, just as a, again, heads up, it's, I'll tell you the date when I know it, but it's in August at some point. Yeah, there was the North Saskatchewan Watershed Alliance meeting on March 27th. There was the ASHA Lodge Program Focus Group, which was the same sort of consultation that we've been getting from the GOA, where they're telling you the answers that they want to get.
Yeah, I tried to get on that one, I couldn't get in. They registered and they didn't send me the link.
Oh, that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was with Fargo, and we both went to the one in, there's like the one in Red Deer, and then the one in Stony Plain, we went to that one. And then there was I'm not sure what one referred to it, there was the virtual meeting there on April 29th with the lawyers, so that is all I think.
That's been busy.
Cool. Nothing else?
That's it.
Onward.
Go ahead there.
So I attended all regularly scheduled council meetings for the month of April. April 2nd was our library meeting. Our treasurer is having issues with the bookkeeping program. It blew up. Tavia is researching another solution, meaning a new program. The library has a new updated brochure of what goes on at our library. The library shall participate in the parade. March highlights were an after-school adventure program that saw 22 participants. There was a seniors paint day. A board game cafe was offered to teams, of which 8 teams participated, and that is considered a success with 8. Diversity and inclusion stats were shared. The library is offering an ESL program. Plans are underway to have a learning session about traditional plants, their use and ceremonies, and the appropriate way to handle them with a knowledge keeper. Tea and bannock will be served. The library has received a provincial grant in the amount of $5,000 to support programming and resources for English language supports for newcomers to Thorsby. Item circulation stats in the month of March. There were over 1,300 transactions. Councillor Shelley and Tracy will apply for the Minister's Award for the library. April 3rd, Councillor Shelley and I worked together on the submission for Minister's Award for public libraries, hopeful that Thorsby Library can be honored. April 15th was the FCSS meeting. Volunteer appreciation is Wednesday evening. 120 people should be enjoying a wonderful menu and entertainment. Seniors Appreciation Luncheon is scheduled for June 6th. Caterers to be confirmed. April 16th, I do Commissioner of Oath. April 16th was the Chamber of Commerce meeting. May long weekend baseball tournament and beer gardens are coming together. The Chamber will present a letter and a drawing of the Thor statue to the Council on April 23rd. There is a new layout plan for Taylor Park. The Chamber is pursuing grants that may be available. September 7th is being planned for Spirit of Thorsby. August 16th, 17th, and 18th is Festivus of Gravel. Hopefully businesses will be impacted in a positive way from the gravel bike race. July 26th is being planned for a Mexican fiesta. Stay tuned for more details. April 17th is volunteer appreciation. Why did I put
I
that
think
there?
it just moved, I think it just.
Moved? Oh, it moved. Oh, yeah, okay, so, thank you. April 17th was Volunteer Appreciation Evening, got it. April 23rd, I did Commissioner's Oath. April 24th was Seniors Potluck and Meeting. April 25th, I did Bingo Paymaster, and April 30th was Commissioner Votes once again. That is my report.
Thank you. Any questions? Yeah, go ahead. Your worship, through to Councillor Tracy, when you indicate that diversity and inclusion stats were shared, what do you mean by that for the library?
It was a paper that she gave us, and it gave us the stats, so I can dig it out for you if you'd like to see the details.
What is she measuring? What's the measurement?
Like usage, like are you saying with numbers or?
Let me go back to where did I? Yeah, I don't remember if it was exact numbers, but, I think that there's different ethnicities in the town, and I'm not sure exactly where she gathered that information, but it came down to details like, I'll say this many Filipino families or this many Ukrainian families. I'm not really.
It just is like a baseline for like different demand of different types of materials or like different languages.
Yeah, so they're trying to bring in books and whatnot that would appeal to these people. Okay. And they are offering the English for as a second language. I'm not saying that one quite correctly, but Ukrainian and Mexicans are coming in for that. So if you want, I can get you that.
I'd be interested, Councillor Tracy, because, the diversity of the different ethnicities in the town, which is awesome. I'm just interested in the inclusion stat. I'm not sure what that means.
I guess that they're coming into the library and taking advantage of programs that are.
Yeah, be like language-specific collections and stuff available, I guess.
That's what I'm wondering, yeah. It'd be interesting to know, to see how big our collection has to be to accommodate that.
Well, and it is all about inclusion. It's for everybody, so.
It can be hard though when you have a very, you have a small pocket of, Romanian speakers in Thorsby. It's hard to, have a whole room, so it's nice to include, it's hard. You just haven't done sometimes.
Yeah, so they are trying to target and bring in materials that are specialized to.
Yeah.
That's good that they're doing that, yeah.
Yeah,
I think so. It'd be
very
interesting
aware.
see how big their, collection is for these, to accommodate this inclusivity, right?
Mhm.
It's interesting to see where they have to obtain it from and what kinds of things.
Yeah, what leadership and
Yeah.
like what,
And what things they're looking for, right? It'd be interesting, because I think it's fascinating, actually.
Yeah, no, I think that they try to have materials on hand, and even large print, I think is, something newer that they've been acquiring more of as well.
well, I guess something that's like library-ish related, but also emergency planning related, so I don't know, I guess since you're both here, it's not really about your report, but, from YRL, one of the meetings a while back, it came up, and it occurred to me that, like, I don't know, I don't remember hearing about it, but did we, like, talk to the library in our emergency management plan? I know with a lot of municipalities, the library's like a shelter and stuff, but like, because it's in the rec center, it kind of is like a weird thing, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Councilor Corey, our rec center, of course, is our,
Yes, we don't really need to
reception
use
center.
the library proper,
Yeah,
but,
and the library would be, I mean, if we could use that facility, the library would naturally be a place of gathering, right? So you keep the kids quiet and all that kind of stuff. I don't mean quiet, but.
yeah, you're not gonna be rolling out cots and stuff necessarily,
No.
because you have the rest of the building, I
Yeah.
kinda thought.
Yeah, it will be more of a, I'm not saying it right, but not to keep quiet, but to keep entertained, that's what I'm after, right? Because when they're scared, it's good to read books to them and that. And I think, you know, it's interesting, you brought up an interesting point, Councilor Tracy, if you can ask the librarian, if she can bring in some stuff for young kids on emergency management, like some books or some publications, I think that would be awesome. And maybe we need to look at a bit of a program for kids where we can, you know, all of us from emergency management come in and maybe read to them and answer their questions, like.
Yeah, I know they were talking with YRL, how it was like helping local boards
Yeah.
work with the municipalities and making sure that emergency management plan is like you know, effective and working, but I feel like in most municipalities, there's a larger reliance on libraries because it's a kind of a separate structure, so to speak.
Yeah, and I don't think libraries, to be quite honest, Councilor Corey, have been used to their full potential. Any disasters I've been at.
Over the last little bit, they have been, though, is the problem. So then everyone's panicking, saying, oh, well, geez, that happened here and here and here. So everyone's just, you know, now panicking, saying, well, we better make sure we have all the emergency management plans in place and accounted for.
Yeah, and maybe one night, maybe Councilor Tracy, maybe send an invitation to Andrew and I to come to your library board meeting and talk about emergency planning. That'd be a good idea.
You know, honestly, that's a good idea, like having it in place of like when Andrew's often sitting there with and he's got a whole baseball team of his own, so I'm sure he'll figure something out, but,
Yeah.
you know, we're like, I don't know, there's a bunch of kids, yeah, tornadoes, like, I don't know, what is the plan, what do you do, like?
Well, you know, it was interesting the last time there was tornado warnings and everybody, I was watching on Rand Reed and everybody said we have to evacuate to the rec center and a tornado. No.
That's the worst spot in a tornado.
Stay in your home.
I would, yeah,
No.
I would not want to be in that building in a
No.
tornado, that tin would peel right off.
We killed that one in a hurry because that's a tornado hunter, that building.
Right.
So I think there's just a misconception, so I think it's a good idea.
No,
No, it's a great idea. So noted.
Kelly's in the rec.
You come here and we'll
I just think it's big enough.
Right?
You go get in the Zamboni.
All right, anything else anything else for them, no? And, Council's, rash report, we'll just leave it for information, so can I get a motion to accept the council reports for information?
Sure.
All right, all in favor? That is carried. All right. 8.1, CAA report, CAA Donnie.
Thank you, Your Worship. So, basically, May's always an interesting meeting. It's, not May, April, sorry, I'm ahead. I met with residents regarding, the Taylor Park tree, and we had a great meeting, and their wishes have been respected with respect to that tree. It will not be moved, pruned, looked after, but not moved. We've developed a donation policy as per council request, which is in the queue. We've been at a meeting regarding water, which has encompassed many return meetings with my counterparts during the month. We amended the Chamber of Commerce MOA a bit, just made some changes, finalized the contractor's contracts with cemetery for the new season. The churches are all very happy with how it looks, and of course, we've been since invited, I think, to the dedication and benediction of the Catholic cemetery again this July. We've set up meetings regarding the salvage of the old water treatment plant, who will work alongside our prime contractor Bowman, and we have we've got a quote, and, we're going to look at, that this summer. That, plant will be gone and everything in it will be salvaged. The CLMC, the Volunteer Appreciation and Community Hall, there was about 140 in attendance, and that included volunteers and so forth. It was a great evening. The MC forgot to announce the, door prizes, and so when I realized it, ran from table to table going, hey, we have door prizes, people tickets. Some I missed, but not too many. But anyway, everybody's picked up the door prizes, and we're really happy with them. Typical administrative staff meetings, CFO and CAO, both of us met with an Alberta Village at their request to help them with some of their administrative processes. We finalized the, through legal, the letter to the chamber and our town's position on the public art piece. Transportation Zoom meeting to ascertain obtaining our amended permits for the sign, for the electronic sign, and it is here, and it is in the sign maker's hands, and they are looking at a date to install that thing, and I'll be standing up there with the Shirley sign going, yay. Sign permit was approved, and of course we're scheduling it. Survey responses, there are always a survey, Alberta Government, Municipal Government 2024 survey regarding challenges for CAOs. Pretty confident they had lots of responses. Questions included for this one: downloading of provincial responsibilities, grant cutback, social engineering, securing infrastructure, economic sustainability, urbanization challenges, regional collaboration challenges, and increasing immigration. That were the questions on this survey. Petrus Resources finalization of their emergency management plan, so we have to sign off. They sign off on ours, we sign off on theirs. The ARO meetings, I went with CFO Cindy on Teams with the consultants conducting the review and report, and administrative routine matters. A couple new that aren't here. We've delayed the planting of the flowers from tomorrow night to next Tuesday only because of weather. We're scared that for 1 and 2 degrees, we could be wasting a lot of money and time, so we'll plant next Tuesday. The high rates will deliver them all this Tuesday.
Please let Kathy know.
Yeah.
I told her today that we were doing it earlier.
Yeah, we checked with the Hunterite ladies, and they said no, they weren't prepared.
Well, it makes sense, like, I mean, the lows are 1, 2 for next week. So.
Yeah, and so we can plant next week. As you probably noticed, all the planters moved around to different spots around town. We have some extra plants that will go into Cemetery, so we'll plant that. Then the team has been talking about the bins that come every spring for the town cleanup. And of course, the first year I was here, we used for the clipping pile, and that was a huge, nasty success. I mean, people really filled that place, and it was a really nasty success. Last year we had the bins over by the rec center in the Chainlink area. We spent a lot of time with our staff team putting everything back in the bins. People were just dumping stuff everywhere as well. So we put our heads together and chatted with Sunrise Estate Company, and we're going to this year, the second week of June on a Saturday, we'll advertise this, and it's actually a little cheaper than getting bins to sit there. We'll advertise, folks can put out 2 things on their front lawn, 2 big things, doesn't matter, we'll have a list of what we'll accept on their lawn. This company will pick them up, and they'll only take things that we can send into Sunnybrook, and they'll pick them up off the lawn. People can register what they want, what it is on the front lawn, register the address, so this Sunrise Estate Company can pick them up, and we'll haul it away for them. And that way we can get rid of certain things. I don't know what that list is going to be yet. We're going to look at what Sunnybrook will and will not take. Last year, with the bids are about 28 or 3,000 roughly, and then with our staff time and equipment time was another 1,000. So this quote is between 1,600 and about 2,800 roughly, and we don't have to lift a finger. We just have to help register. So I think that's what we're going to do. Devin does that quite successfully actually, and that saves us a lot of time and hassle. Not only that, we're at the mercy of, we can say come and pick up the bin, but they'll come and pick it up early. If they're in there, just load it and away they go. This time folks can put out there what they like, and we'll pick it up and haul it away. The company will. So that's our plan for the bin. That's what it's for.
Yeah, we actually had done this before.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, like just before the last election week.
Okay.
Like the one before, like that year we did it.
Yep.
I thought it went well. The problems we had, there wasn't a registration.
Right.
so that kind of changed it a little bit. Because it was different, people were confused. Obviously, this needs to change something, so I guess making sure everyone's aware that that's what's happening, because it was very, people calling, well, what's going on? I thought there was garbage collection, where's the dumpsters? And there wasn't any, so it was advertised, it was promoted, but it just, sometimes it doesn't matter, right? People just tune it out until it's important, and then, you know, make it.
I like it, because you know, it's gonna, there was a lot of abuse with the other system, you know, people
Yes.
snuck in
And again, it
afterwards.
was cheaper, we were using the same company that does the garbage collection, and they, again, were cheaper than doing the bins.
Yeah, because they charged us per house,
I was gonna say,
regardless of
No,
if
they
there was.
charged per house they picked up at, but they said pretty much every house was picked up at.
Okay.
So there was supposed to be per house that used the service, but there was no mechanism for verifying.
That's what we were charged for.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they probably did bill for every resident. That was one of the hiccups. So I guess, like I say, the registration thing might actually correct that problem, because that was one of our points of contention with it was, no, like seriously, like not every house in town used it. Come on.
No.
And they're not gonna count.
No, they just,
No.
yeah, they went around and picked stuff up and sent a bill and said, well, no, of course, yeah, we went through the whole town.
Yeah.
So,
Whoever's on the registration sheet for that morning will get their stuff picked up.
fair enough. Yeah, like I say, the registration thing's new, so I guess, again, needs to be communicated, because even people are like, oh, yeah, we've done that before, are gonna be, you know, well, I didn't know I had to register.
But we have a month now for people.
Yeah, we
Once
can
we come
start,
up with the list.
yeah, so we'll start promoting it.
It's shocking how, yeah, you start talking garbage collection, or like, then the number of calls and emails I get over stuff like that is like,
Tracy, good.
I don't know if people would be given the opportunity to drive around and shop from their neighbor's front lawn, because I know some people did do that, and if they go into the dump if they drove by and saw something that they wanted, they just took it.
Devin
And
does
if
that.
that's gonna
Tony
affect the
Plain does that too.
registration.
Yeah.
They have a weekend, and it's before the large item pickup, I think. And then the whole weekend, you can just put whatever you don't want out on your front lawn, and you can drive around the town and take whatever you want from. But it has to be with that, like, the end of the driveway, because they had people taking stuff
From the garage,
Yeah.
That was last weekend. I was in
See,
Stony
Yeah, it was
Brook.
last weekend, yeah.
and in my experience, you put stuff out and say it's free, and it'll sit there for months, and as soon as you say for sale, it disappears overnight.
So bizarre.
I literally have just, if you put something on the front line, say with a for sale sign, and just like walk away for the afternoon, it goes away.
Yeah, but
But if
Stony,
you say
it's
it's
quite
free,
successful
nobody
in
will ever
Stony,
see it.
and
It
there's
blows my
people
mind.
driving through our neighborhood like all day Saturday.
I think if it's successful this year with the registration, we can have that for next year. I mean, people want to go shop on people's lawns, I mean, we're not gonna stop
Or
them.
someone's like organize it in
I
their
don't know if it's gonna
local,
affect the
like, community or
registration.
whatever.
No, it just,
I think you'd have to do it on a different weekend though, almost. because-
well, you'd almost have to set it up, I think, so pickup is on Saturday, and
Friday
shopping
night
is Friday
yeah.
night shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday night shopping. But we'll keep track of it this year, we'll let you know
But then if
how.
they have to say like, okay, I'm registering and I have these 2 items to dispose of, I don't know if I do or not, because I don't know if someone wants them, so how do I register then?
Yeah, that's a good point, that's why I wanna do the registration this year.
Yeah,
So
see
we
how
have
it
some
works,
time
yeah.
to, yeah. I think
Then
it's
you
pretty-
should have the giveaway 2 weeks after or 2 weeks before.
Okay, that's a good suggestion.
Because it gets out, people from all over are touring these places.
100%.
My aunt, I have my aunt shopping and she goes, "Can this weekend's a giveaway?" I got a little car, you're not going anywhere. I don't have a big vehicle to put stuff in.
Well, that's a very good suggestion, Debbie. I will enact that. Probably not this year, but, we might have another talk about it, maybe go 2 weeks after and say, bring out your dad kind of thing, right, and let people shop.
I saw a lady on Facebook post that she picked up a cupboard off of somebody's curb, and it was a giveaway or trash, and taped to the bottom of it was $100 bill, so she was pretty happy with
Wow.
her collection.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Yeah. So I think, and just to move forward into CPO, Vetchik's stats here for March. He's done quite a bit of public engagement with the RCMP. He's been busy with the school and the staff and law enforcement, playing high school basketball in March. And you can look between March and April, you got both sheets there. You can see the public engagement is down a little bit this month because he's been busy doing other things. If you look at traffic stops in March, and traffic stops in April, it's down because he was a week gone into EBOC school, and you can see our vehicle there. He's got the pictures on the front page of the Blackfish paper. I guess our vehicle performed very well. Like a whole lot of people wanted to use it. I guess it was just going crazy. They're doing its thing, and EBOC is emergency vehicle operation course, and they're sideways and upside down and all that sort of thing. So he's at the schools when he's here during the week, and I always come through that way in the morning, and that traffic is flowing very smoothly when he's there. He knows how to direct traffic. I'm pleased with that. And crosswalk stuff is up 60%, and from March. Patrolling, he's just interacting with a whole lot of folks. It's down about 10, liaising with the RCMP, and calls for service are up 42%. So people are getting to know him, people are asking for him. And then, of course, we have no orders to remedy our animals. But that's coming because it's summer. So everybody's going to get notices. All the industrial lots, including the industrial park, are going to get notices to mow and clean up your lots. And if by the 20th of every month, they would do that summer, but the industrial park this year will be included, because most of those lots have noxious weeds in them. And so, Dion will be our weed inspector. We'll bring him to council at the end of the month and sworn in as the weed inspector into the
Some of those I don't think have ever been mowed.
Exactly. And they are full of noxious weeds. We got to deal with them. So people aren't going to be real happy, but we're going to be nice until we can.
Well, but it drives me nuts people sit on vacant land forever, and
Yep.
like, why wouldn't they? They pay very low taxes because it's not worth anything,
Right.
and they don't do it, like, they don't shovel the sidewalk, they don't cut the grass, I mean, it's no effort for them to just sit on it forever.
Agreed. And if we're going to distribute water and all those things and get into the water business, we have to look good from the highway. And so we're going to hit that hard this year. We have our typical vacant lot offenders, and we'll be on those as well. They supplied not too bad this last year, but Dion will be on top of those. And they'll be busy with the parade and all the festivities. He's going to give the opening speech to the chamber and all their volunteers before the beer garden starts after the parade and that sort of thing. So we're pretty pleased with what's happening with the police officer. Calmar's working well with Calmar, so that's good. And that is all. I guess I gotta do Andy. Always engineers.
No, you keep
Carry
rolling.
on.
Keep rolling.
Okay.
Anybody got any questions?
Interrupt me. So with Andrew, just a new one today. We fixed the Lions water line. Interestingly enough, it was punctured by Florida. But we didn't have the line located. Like, it wasn't visible. It's a 1 1/4 inch garden hose. Well, it's kind of the pipe. It's 1 1/4 inches. But the interesting thing was,
What do you mean by hose?
hose.
It's like a
It's like it's like a farm hose. It's only 1 1/4 inches, that water line that goes to the
usually it's one step up from a garden.
yeah.
Inch and a quarter is a very large water service.
I
Inch and a quarter is huge.
think
That's,
it's a quarter. Maybe I got this.
No, he did say an inch and a quarter.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
inch and a quarter water service is like preposterously large.
But it's like it's not like regular,
But it's not
regular pipe.
Yeah, it's not just like a rubber hose? or-
Sorry.
No, I think
Well-
like the plastic,
Oh,
black
like
plastic.
like Series 75, like a hard plastic.
Yeah,
that's like,
probably. I think so. It's not
that's
what we
not
did.
uncommon, that's not unexpected.
No, and we didn't have the mapping of it because, of course, it never had it was never mapped. So what we
Well, they
did.
should have had tracer wire with it, but I
Yeah,
guess
it
they
didn't
don't.
have tracer wire with it.
You don't.
Yeah. So the guys were witching, trying to find it today, and of course they were witching the gas pipelines too. But what we did is we left Fortis's anchor in the ground. We left that there, and then what we did was we came up from the hydrant and we circled around. We just rerouted it basically, and then fixed it. So it was a quick fast fix today, and so that was that. The campground now has water. They're excited. All our winter machines are cleared out for storage. All the summer equipment serviced and ready to go. And we already mowed today. We mowed over there by the campground, so it looks nice for the weekend. So the public works team and the administrative team were working hand in hand together with the new water meters, endpoint, billing, all that sort of stuff. Maintenance on the service trucks done, repair of the valve in the sewage lagoon. And again, that was pretty cool to watch. It's pretty interesting. Poor Chris went for a little swim in the lagoon to try and plug the pipes, so he's the employee of the month. And of course, the valve, the CC valve at the old theater has been replaced, and that was that brass valve. That's amazing. All council meetings for April, and the routine hydrant flushing has been occurring. We put out the notices. And actually what we're finding is on that Thorsby page, we're getting a lot of interesting good hits, right? I just post on there what's happening and maybe post a fun picture or something, and we get some nice feedback with that. So it's more of a lighthearted thing. And of course, the public works team is coordinating with our ledge clerk Jess regarding road closures and barriers for the long weekend. So that's it for public work.
Thank you. All right, any other questions? No? Cody? Yeah, well, you're about to it.
For the month of May, Kelly did nothing.
It's April, we're recording April.
Oh, I don't remember.
Anyway, for the month of April, so we had 120 active memberships for our weight room. 19 of those were Arctic Spa memberships. We actually did a little upgrade in the weight room. We added a piece of equipment, took out an old piece of equipment, and replaced it with a better one. We were successful in our application for the Canada Summer Job Grant. So we got 5 positions approved for about $10,000 in funding. So 3 for public works and 2 for recreation. So that's exciting. April 19th, we had our Go Girl event. That was a Friday, it was a PE day. It was sold out, so we had 60 girls from 7 to 14 years old all day. 8 to like 4:30. But it was a ton of fun. It was great reviews and it was really good. Sam, our community programmer, she attended the Youth Development through Recreation Symposium. Basically, it's a conference for programmers that's put on by Alberta Parks and Recreation, but it's fully submersive summer camp style. So, like, she literally went to a summer camp, slept in bunks, campfire stories. Like, it was like they attended the summer camp to learn how to do kids programs and stuff. She said it was amazing. Not my thing, but she absolutely loved it. She said she got a ton of great ideas to bring back to our community and connections too, which is really important in the recreational world. I've continued on with my training with Leduc County for the Community Helpers Program certification. I think that wraps up at the end of June about. Had a couple of meetings actually with the Chamber regarding the long weekend event. That was Leduc County for operational updates. We have officially welcomed Power Play Cafe as the new vendor for concession services. You might be familiar with them if you were in the Calma Arena at all in the second half of the hockey season, because they took over services there. They're both chefs, which is super exciting. They're awesome business partners. They also have a connection with Summer Bakery, so all the breads and buns and whatnot at the concession stand will be from Summer Bakery. They will be open for the long weekend as well, if anybody wants to come down and try it out. If you like Mexican food, they have a very strong, authentic Mexican menu, and it's everything homemade from scratch. They also have the regular burgers, fries, and whatnot, but this past month, we implemented a new app for our staff scheduling and shift management called Connect Team. Just to ease my load on trying to schedule around everybody's other extracurricular activities and have some accountability for logging in, logging out, and whatnot. But so far, so we're working through it. We've got some things, but we just had our first payroll, and it seemed to help a lot. I also had a meeting and a demonstration with another recreation software company. called To Move Forward. They do a couple other communities in Alberta. Just exploring the possibility of changing. You know, there's always better, and gotta keep, you know, prices are changing, so active net is actually going up. I don't know if you saw that letter. Yeah, they don't want to know what it's going to do. So, whatever. So looking at different options. But they don't like that either. Yeah, it's a little, their reporting is not. I met with like a large scale construction contractor regarding facility upgrades. This is basically the first step in getting a report done on our facility, for the roof primarily, and, you know, going for a grant opportunity. So he spent the full day at our building and just waiting to see what that report comes back. Right, that should be, we talked about like a June kind of deadline for that. So, partnering with Minor Baseball, to bring in some new shale for the North Diamond. So we're just waiting to find out when it can be delivered. We're, going with a shale product, the same that is on the South Diamond, we're putting it on the North Diamond. And so we're partnering together with that. And also want to acknowledge Neil Fulevic, because he has been volunteering hours and hours every week getting our ball diamond drag. He built a special drag for them, and he's been dragging it, dragging both of them sometimes daily, like it's crazy. So it's super helpful because they know the baseball world better than we do, and it's definitely using the load on our public works side. So, yeah, that's that.
Perfect. Any questions for Kelly?
Can you remind me, Kelly, what is the Community Helpers Program?
It is put on by the Duke County. It's an Alberta Health Program, and it's basically for people that work in settings where they might interact with youth that are in trouble. And it's how to deal with, any type of situation, from somebody that just needs to talk to somebody to somebody that maybe contemplating suicide. So how to, acknowledge things, how to use the resources, and like the last one we did was on like setting boundaries and, you know, your own mental health, so you can help somebody else, taking care of your own mental health. But it's it's all done on Zoom, but it's, the same group every week, so met some new people and do a lot of role playing. I don't know, it's been interesting.
Thank you.
So you're back up to, suicide stuff.
Yeah, that one's coming up right away.
Caleb? Sure. Thank you, Richard. So, the volunteer appreciation event, the Theatre of Tashahara, our entertainment and creation dances, different dancers this time, grass dancer, chicken dancer, blanket, jingle dancer, and fancy dancer. Way different than the wellness fair dancers, and they need lots of room. And of course, the drum team, it's an international award-winning drum team, and there's a big competition coming up at Sixica in June. These folks entertain some of the first place prizes are $15,000 to $20,000 for these dollars. Pretty amazing. So 135 tickets were sold. Michaela worked with the county on the intergenerational program and with the grade 4 class, and it took place Friday, April 26th. And it talks about building a bridge between generations. And so they ran the class in 2 sessions, and they had 35 students in total. Michaela ran 3 stations set up with a few props and photos, and 1 senior volunteered each session. The seniors shared memories and stories, and 35 students in total. Each child and senior had completed a survey on how they felt about the program, and much of the feedback was they wanted longer sessions. Like, they were thrilled. The kids had a riot, and so did the seniors. So, Michaela asked me if I'd participate next year. I said, I'm not a senior. I'm bucking that still alive. Seniors Appreciation Lunch is Thursday, June 6th, and we'll have lunch at 11:30. I'll see it again. And of course, it'll just be a light lunch and some MC stuff, and allow everybody to visit. Michaela halfway through the animator training with Canadian Mental Health, so she's doing very well, and they're very pleased to have her, chatting with them. And Michaela maintains her meetings with the Leduc County Golden Rules meeting and the SDSS Advisory Board, and that next meeting is in June, to which I'll be attending. Connect 39 article on April 17th, and 6 information referrals, 8 walk-ins, 11 appointments. So we're holding pretty steady with people coming in, so it's nice to see.
Thank you. Yep.
I just want to say, because I think it's awesome, and she had forgotten to put in her report, but she started working on a seniors newsletter to try to help get information out to the seniors, and I helped very little. I think I just put stuff about Maylon in there for our little town portion. It's really cool. It's at the front desk. She also delivers it to the seniors. I know here, I believe she takes it to the seniors in Warburg, and then another senior place. I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, so she's doing a lot of work with seniors to try to reach them with more resources too.
Thanks, I appreciate you. I missed that.
She missed it too, and I just thought about it. I was like, oh, I don't know.
Appreciate it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, got a motion to accept the senior reports for,
I'll make that motion.
yep, all in favor? It's carried. 9.1, CFO report. Cindy.
All right, so I completed the audit, which was a success. The auditors were happy with the preparation, and it made their job a lot easier this year. I facilitated the ARO consultants by gathering relevant information required and got that report finished. We had multiple meetings with them. I worked on spring budget adjustments. I put the actual name of the village. I met with an Alberta village. Processed accounts payable, processed payroll, meetings, rebulk water station, the weekly and annual staff meetings, and we had 3 shut off in the month of April. Outstanding utilities, 79,110.36, of which 6,216.80 is subject to shut off. Outstanding taxes, 36,634.24. Again, those that have the TIPS program in there, so that's why it looks low. Of which 61,809.94 is up for tax recovery, and 30,680.58 is from 2023 notices. Our operating accounts, unfortunately, were in the line.
Let's see that.
1,491.08 compared to $69 last year. Savings accounts, 1.4 million compared to 1.3.5 million last year, and the line of credit, 73,000. But that's compared to 227 last year, so we're not in it as long.
Yeah, we've got some pretty big checks this week. So.
Yeah, just, there's lots of things, so lots of things.
All right. Any questions for Cindy? Can I have a motion to accept the CFO report? Sure. Sorry, all in favor? That is carried. All right. Correspondence. Black Gold Board highlights. I don't know if there's anything to really say on here, see, yeah, Corey?
I just, I think to accept all of them for information. I didn't know about this Coyote Lake thing at all, but I've never heard of this lodge at all, so that's kind of interesting. It's
Yeah.
not even that far away, so
No,
I'm curious. I might go check it out just out of curiosity, if nothing else.
Well, if anybody in council can do it, I mean, there's a number in the phone and let them.
But yeah, like I say, I've fixed it now. I mean, just tell us more information, yeah.
I'm aware of the place. I've never been out to Coyote Lake there. I know where it is. I've been out there hunting a little bit, but,
Say it used to be a prison. I don't know, is that when you were there?
yeah.
Juvenile detention facility.
You opened the door.
All right, okay, so, motion to accept those, 2 for, there's more. There's, seniors meet bingo. Thank you from them.
Yeah, and the recreation awards.
and the Alberta Elections and Parks Board, and that's about it, so. Motion to accept, correspondence? Information? Already made that, so,
Yeah.
that's good, all in favor? Carried. All right, and before we go into camera, ladies at the back.
I would like to know what you plan on doing with the road in front of my house and my back alley. That's got potholes in, and the road is starting to deteriorate. The pavement. So before it gets too bad, what is gonna get done about that? I don't wanna see my road turned into a gravel road.
The Donna's doing some writing, so I think she'll, she's got an answer for you.
I'll get back to you.
I'll be here tomorrow morning.
I won't be, no. Let me chat with Andrew and see, we'll take a look at it, and your back alley. We're gonna be filling potholes and stuff, the road by the fire hose is nasty, like it's just, nasty. So we'll take a look at it and we'll knock on your door and let you know.
Yes, Larry.
I agree totally with Debbie. That those roads are disgusting. Anyway, I've been thinking all week what I could compliment you guys on or what I could complain about. And the only thing I'd come across was on 42nd Street, there's a house with some equipment in the front yard. Now, I don't know whether it's a construction company or whether it's somebody that's brought in equipment to do some work on their property.
Are you talking about Lucas?
Pardon?
Are you talking like Lucas next to me?
I think it's either next door or next door to you.
Yeah, that's Lucas Moeller. It's, it's his company. He parks his skid steer on his trailer there. He's regrading his backyard with it today, but I mean, yeah.
No, when I've seen it, it doesn't look good, it doesn't look nice, but it is a company, does it have a business license? Yeah. Okay. That's all I have to complain about now.
Just basic
Didn't you say there was a compliment?
Yeah, I was like,
I was waiting for it.
And I will just point out, he's actually a super classy guy about it. He often actually uses that same piece of equipment to plow and remove snow from the back alley, regrade the back alley. I'm sure he's literally cleared the road in front of your house before with it, so.
You should be able to park wherever you want. Grant does.
Well, I don't know, for him, Lucas parking on a trailer in his driveway, usually connected to his truck, and it usually moves the next morning because he takes it to work the next day. And like I say, when it comes off of the trailer, it's because he's plowing snow, not on his own property, he's doing it for everyone else, so. I'm happy to have him have his skid steer there because he moves a lot of snow.
He's seal of approval. And just so, just to add, I should put this in my report, your worship, if you don't mind. The Thorsby Road Makers has put a sign out by the chamber sign, you can probably see it in the 39. That is transportation right away, and they check with transportation will just put it there, you don't need to put it in the you just put it there, so that's why it's there, it's not a right away, so. You get permission to do that.
Thanks for that.
Couldn't charge them a fine permit because it's on our land.
Anything else? I guess I should make a comment here about Chris Sheets here. They had a retirement party for him on Friday, and they reached out to me on Wednesday. We didn't have a whole lot of time to do anything for them, and they told me they were having a party. I didn't realize they were actually be on location at Cook County. And so talking with the council here, and I talked to Kelly and Donna. So Chris has done a tremendous amount of things for this community. And you know, they were looking for ideas. They were looking for a sign up at the entrance to Thorsby. I didn't think it was a good idea. So we kind of compromised on, putting something in the arena, probably in the arena part of the complex, a 4x8 sign, home with Chris Sheets, picture of him, and I'm leaving it to, I'm in contact with Matt, the other, DJ that's on with him, there were the three of them, and he's gonna come back with some stuff, so, at some point down later, maybe this fall or whatever, we'll get more information from him, we'll prepare the sign, we'll maybe have an unveiling, or have a night for him, we won't have a Chris Sheets, day maybe, but I also said, you know, when I heard that, you know, especially on the radio, that they were giving them to a key for this and a key for that, and I said, well, it'd be nice, we gave them a key to the, and I actually said to the city, and that's what they said on the radio. It was kind of funny because, then they corrected themselves, you know, Chris says, Thorsby's not a city.
We're a long ways from.
Long ways from it, but, anyhow, I thought it was really good. I had a lot of compliments about it. I had a lot of people, we had a lot of plugs, through the morning. I listened, they were there from 8 o'clock to, 7 o'clock, I think, to 11. And there was a lot of plugs from Thorsby about other things, all through the program, and it was, very good. And I just thought it was a very, small price to pay for somebody that's done so much for the community, so.
And he said he would be,
Anybody ever gone on holidays with Chris?
Say that again, Donna?
Has anybody ever gone on holidays when Chris books holidays?
No.
Have you? Yep.
Really?
No.
I played.
We went to the Dominican and everybody got sick.
Oh, I see.
Oh, that's because it's the Dominican, that wasn't
I
Christian.
said, if I would have
They don't
gone,
drink the water for a reason.
we wouldn't have gone for 2 weeks, I would have been like kicked off, and Chris would never have lived that down.
Oh, wow.
Because I would take a week out of them 2 weeks.
I got sick in the Dominican, and I didn't.
Oh, my God. Jim just bitching at me to eat, and I said, go get me a banana and some toast. Comes back, there's no bananas, they're out of bananas. I said, they have tons of bananas in the morning. Go and get me a bowl of soup, chicken soup. Comes back with oysters. Really had fun.
like Chris said, he would be more honored if Thorsby honored him, more so than even Edmonton honoring him, so.
Yeah.
It comes down to it.
Yeah, and I thought it was done very well the way they did it, and like I say, if you listen in the morning there, they had tons of guests in there. At the end there, he was, yeah, I think he had everybody bawling because he was talking about his wife, and it was a pretty good deal. It was a good deal. 35 years as a DJ, and I mean, they had, 4-H sale here last Monday, and Chris was out there as the MC. I mean, he's been doing that out here forever.
No, he's often supported and promoted and done lots of things, just.
Yeah, so,
There's a podcast, you can re-listen to it if you want, by podcast.
yeah, so I'll be more in touch with Matt there, and we'll get something going, and, when we find more, we'll let everybody know.
First big hockey game of the year, where they brought the books and everything, and broadcast it. So, yeah. All right, well, that's all I have. Anybody have anything else? All right, we're gonna motion to take
Yeah, I'd like to take a 10-minute recess and then, come back and go on camera.
in favor? Carried.
I don't know if that counts, or I'll do another motion, but I guess either way.
Yeah.